Let yesterday be yesterday. You don't belong in the yesterday's time. You belong here. And, now is all that we have. This present moment is all that we have. And, we just have to come to realize that sometimes we hurt ourselves more. We cut our wounds deep for no reason. We hurt ourselves even more than we need to because we're still living in our past. But the past has passed. That time has already flew way behind us. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I keep trying to find ways to give a lot more life to that negativity, to give more life to that thing that doesn't really align with me, that doesn't really serve my higher self. And I feel like in order for you to love yourself enough, in order for you to kind of be fulfilled in this life, I feel like you kind of are forced to learn the art of, or the law of detachment, just letting go and trusting in the Lord, and trusting in God, you know what I'm saying? So when you're faced with these difficult times, when you're faced with embarrassment or humiliation or whatever happened to you, if you're scarred from love, if you feel like you can't love anymore, you know what? That was a past experience. That was a difficult time, but you are not your difficult time. Firstly, you are not your difficult time. Anything that has happened to you, you don't have to bring that to the present moment. You don't have to bring that to the time that we have right now. You should really just focus on what you can control. And man, can that be difficult? Trust me. Trust me, I know it's difficult to focus on the now, the here. But this is the only time that we have. So all the time that we're spending grieving and in pain and in shame, we could be spending this time with God. We could be spending this time regathering our thoughts and redirecting our thoughts and affirming positively, talking good about our life and, praying and being thankful for the spaces that we're in. This is just my mindset though. This is the things that I prefer to do because I prefer to live in a life where I enjoy it. And I don't want to be anywhere where I have to pretend like I don't enjoy my life, because everything outside of you is already within you. So what do I mean by that? You can take any experience outside of you and you can turn it into whatever you're feeling, if that makes sense. Many of us look for an experience outside of us, right? We look for, I'll give you an example, because we've been hurt in the past, we're looking for it again in the future. So we're much more likely to see that event happen again. But if you simply just shift your mindset and focus on something more positive, you know what, my day's gonna actually be good today. You know what, I went to the gym, I'm gonna have an amazing day today. These small, simple shifts may change the whole direct trajectory of your day. And just by a simple shift, starting your day with gratitude. There's plenty of practices you can do. There's plenty of things you can do. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to keep feeding more negativity to your negativity. Don't live in that bad thought. Let that thought pass. Because you really do have control over your mind. And I work in a space where it's pretty crowded. There's not really time for me to sit in my thoughts, but when I do get the time to sit in my thoughts, I do, and I watch them. I watch my thoughts pass. I watch how they come and go. But the most important thing I realized was that I kind of control what comes in and what goes out. But I can't control what I hear necessarily. But I can control how I manage how they come in through my mind and how they exit. I control of how much things I tolerate in my mind and what I prefer to not tolerate in my mind. Because your mind is your tool. But there's not going to be times where we're always experiencing something that we would want to experience, and I feel like that's Easy to say for everything, right? But when we're faced with something that, makes us sad, makes us mad, makes us angry, you don't have to take that into the next situation. And I don't know about y'all, but I love love. So I'm going to bring up an experience about love. When I was in love, I got hurt many different times. I've been broken before. I feel like I had nowhere to go. I feel like I was lost, but that didn't stop me. The only thing that was stopping me was myself. Because like I said, any experience that's outside of you, you have already experienced that inside of you. And I was basically just living a life where I was just so stuck up in the past. I was bringing all those past experiences to the present moment. 1 second. I was bringing all those moments in the past to the present moment. And it wouldn't be necessarily the moment. It wouldn't necessarily be the moment. It would be the feelings of that thing happening. And like my shadow side would just keep emerging. It would just keep coming back up. And I would sabotage a lot of these things. And it doesn't just have to do with relationships. I would sabotage my whole day. I would sabotage a chance to, work on myself and to grow furthermore. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of different things that you can really be doing that you don't even know, that you're blindly doing that you don't even know. But I said, you know what? It's nobody else is gonna move on from this thing. And I don't want to be that type of person who's that type of person who can't beat himself, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's our biggest war. All the fear that we have, all the things that we feel deeply about, it's all within. It's all within because it's that feeling. And we aligned our feelings with the things that are outside of us, if that makes sense. So, all this to just move on. Doing all these things just to move on from this thing is something that we have to do. You have to go through this healing journey. You have to. You have to affirm good things about your life because you are special. Because you should live a life that you would love to live. You don't want to live a life that is filled with fear and unwanted desires. Don't necessarily give so much power to this thought. You are stronger than you are not even your thoughts, which is why you are above your thoughts. Don't put your thoughts on a pedestal. Most of the time we're living in our thoughts more than we're here on earth. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to be grounded, be where our feet are. I like to do different breathing exercises. I like to meditate, and these are the things that help bring me clarity. So maybe you could try it. But with all that being said, I feel like it's much more important for you to let go of the things that don't really serve you. Let go of the things that don't bring you peace or clarity. Let go of the things that are not really meant for you. Slowly. Some things don't happen over time. They don't happen like that in a snap of a finger. One day you might be strong for a week. You might be strong for a week. You might not eat no junk food for the whole week. You might not eat no junk food for the next 3 days. But the moment you get that one cookie, you might be back to your old self. You might be back to thinking the way that you were thinking when you were trying to get back on a positive mindset. I'm telling you, bro, it's a whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? That there's things that are gonna try to bring you back down. There's gonna be things that are gonna try to take you out of the present moment. But this is when you have to use all of your strength, bro. You know what? I don't care what you think about me because that's in the past. The past has passed. And I just have to let yesterday be yesterday.